Okay, so let me know, guys, what we were doing in the last session. Confirm. I think we were doing with Ansible, correct? Okay, so we were talking about the playbook structure, correct? We went ahead with the playbook structure and we also understood multiple structure of the playbooks, right? And we started writing one small use case yesterday, hands on. Okay, and we also saw how to refer to the documentation. So today we'll start focusing on concept called the same, similar hands on we have to do. Okay, so this is an hands on you have to do, a small hands on. Yeah, I'll update it shortly now. Forgot to update. So notes I'll update today, guys. I guess I forgot yesterday. Now, so this is an exercise on the command module. So small exercise which is super easy for you guys. So this is make you to flexible. Got it? Flexible to go ahead with your hands on with Ansible modules. So your target is to create a folder with a name called USA and under OPT on the client machine. Okay, under the client machine. I repeat once again. So create a folder with a name called USA under /OPT on the client machine. And you have to use a module called command module. So now it is your duty to, at your end, please open up the documentation of the command module and refer to this use case, write a code and send it to me. So please go ahead and do it. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Please give a try, guys. Until unless you try, you'll not get hands on. So this is a question, and you have to refer to the command module. So those who have written, please send me the code to me. So the actual purpose of the Ansible is to go ahead and use the Ansible as an configuration management in the deployment purposes. So you have to use this application in deploying the applications. So generally when the Jenkins gives some output, some package, you need to pick up the package from the Jenkins and you need to go ahead and use Ansible or HF or any other configuration management tool and get it deployed on your client server machines. So that is the scope of the Ansible. If there are 100 machines are there, then literally you can use Ansible to deploy on all 100 machines. Okay, so Mayuri gave me the code. So let me put it on the screen. This is Mayuri's code. Okay, anybody else? So this code is somewhat Mayuri, but definitely I'll appreciate your try. That means you're thinking. That's good to know. Anybody else? Okay, Shahul Ahmad. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, anybody else, guys? So frankly, whatever the hands-on modules that we are trying in the class currently, all are popular modules, guys. Generally popular modules of DevOps perspective. Though you have a lot of modules in Ansible, so we're just trying to cover the modules which are very popular for use case. And command is one of the greatest one. Frankly, I'm telling you. So if you know how to use the command module properly, then things are in your control. Okay. So I got one more from Samir. Now, before we talk about doing about the command module, the purpose of the command module is, if you know, so tell me guys, imagine a situation if you have logged on to the client machine directly imagine, then how do you create the USA folder at /opt? What are the different ways to do it? Imagine a use case. Imagine that you guys are logged in directly into the client machine and you are asked to create simply a USA folder in /opt. How you will do? This is to do with your basic Linux knowledge, guys. Tell me. So we'll say basic Linux knowledge is mkdir. So we'll say /opt/USA. Right? Now keep this in mind. Okay. Just let's say keep this in mind now. So you know that when you log in into the client machine directly, so this command can help me to reach my destination. So this is what we are trying to do, and that answer is this. Now keeping that in mind, we'll write the playbook. Now see what happens. So click on plus, and I'll say example number 4 on command module dot yml. So hyphen space name tag. So This is a use case on command module host. So let's say guys, there are two missions are there. How you will write, let's say client 1, comma client 2, comma client 3. Just an example. If you have three missions, you'll write like this. But since we don't have 2 or 3 missions with us to experiment the subject, I'm just considering only one. So I'll write this as client 1. Then next, okay. The next is task. In the tasks, give a space and type hyphen. Then what is the name of the task? So below code to create a directory. Correct? So now let's see. Shravani sent me the code and which is somewhat correct. But I also appreciate all others who have given a try. Okay. So always efforts are required more than accuracy. So when your efforts are going, then slowly you'll learn the subject. Then now I was telling you that you have to use command module. So we'll write command. Now it is our duty to go ahead and check the documentation of command module. So command module in Ansible. So when you open, do not be in a hurry to read the documentation because we need to open up the right version 2.9. Now, since you are new to this Ansible, I recommend you to read all these documentations. But once you get hands-on, generally we'll jump into the examples and see what is relevant for me. So command so and so, right? So I was telling you to use command module, correct? cat/etc/. So I guess that is what you need to do. 1 second. Okay. So that means whatever you are planning to execute, directly feed it to the command. So likewise, now command module mkdir, right? So what it is telling, we need to look into the syntax once again. Okay, command module, we need to feed the cmd. Run if the command. Okay. So we'll say cmd. What command we are planning to run? So mkdir /opt/USA. That's it. You understood, guys, what I'm trying to do? So if you know how the things happen on client computer, if you know that command, how the things can happen on the client computer, so that command you have to directly feed it to the command here. So let me go ahead and save this. And it will start asking you on a commit. Yes. So this is command module commit. Okay. Now you need to sync the changes. Sync the changes. Okay. And once the sync has been finished, okay, then go to the server side and then just do a git pull. What is a password? So here somewhat I had password copy this and put it here. It's done. Now you should receive this command module here. Now what I'm trying to do, what I need to do guys. So I need to run it, correct? So Ansible hyphen playbook example number 4 hyphen I slash etc slash Ansible slash host. And then I'll say syntax hyphen check. No errors. And remove this syntax check and execute. So no errors. Okay. Now go on to the client machine. Log in into the client machine and verify if really it created or not. So cd slash opt, you check ls-l, you should see a USA folder. You see USA folder. Now I'll show you one more thing. Git hyphen version, you see the Git version. Now tell me the see the same program I'm trying to expand now. Okay, this time we'll try to create a folder called UK, not USA. So I'm writing extending further program. So below code to remove the Git application. Now command module cmd. Now tell me guys, what is the Linux command which will help us to remove an application? If imagine that you logged into a client directly, and what is that command that you will try to remove an application? I repeat the question. So Git application is there on the client. My planning is to remove the application. RM command is used to remove a file, not the application. So please get into your brains that RM command that you guys are giving, that is useful to remove a file only, not application or package. RMDIR is to remove an empty directory. So, okay, let's talk reverse. What was the command that we used in Linux to install the Git? Do you remember in your Git classes, we done something, right? Even in the Jenkins also we done. When we are setting up DBS, distributed build setup. So we said like this, we said yum install git, correct? So that will install the git. But our plan is to remove. So I'll say git remove git. That's it. And hyphen y is for automation. You understood now? So this is something to do with your Linux operating system, guys. So if you're very strong in the client operating system stuff, those commands, you can fit it to the command module and get your work done. So see, now the code has been written. Okay. Let me go ahead and save this again. Go to the added some code. Click on commit. Say yes. Click on sync changes. Click OK. Then go to this block window and start doing a git pull. Put your ID and your token. Same story. Copy this. Now let's try it. You can check the code cat. So check the first syntax errors. No syntax errors. Go for execution. Okay. So if it is executed perfectly, then can I say that UK folder is created and Git application is removed? Do you agree with me? If this script executes perfectly, then on the client machine, you should see that Git is gone and UK folder is created. So that is the objective of this script. Okay, it seems to be done. So please go to the client machine. So first check if you have the UK folder. See, UK folder got created. The first one, UK. Then check the git ---- version. So you should not get any data there. See, file or directory does not exist. No such file or directory. So this confirms that script got executed perfectly. Now I want you guys to take down this script. So first of all, have you understood this script, guys? What I just written? So keep in mind that in a real-time perspective, command module is super helpful. So most of your activities, if you know how the things happen on a client side, that command directly you can feed it to the command and get it executed. So that is one of the very popular module that we use regularly in the Ansible. So please take down this code, guys, and let me know once this has been done. Okay, great. So I see a couple of guys have done this. Okay, now let's go on with another exercise. So you're trying to try exercise on each stuff, guys. Now this is your second example. Okay. So I hope you can do this as a homework. See, create a folder called Resha under, and this you can try. Not a big deal. I want you to try the copy or file module. Okay. So this is a question. Question is this, guys. So using copy or file module, any one of them, it's up to you. Okay. Yeah, it's an exercise on both actually. Copy and file module, not R. Okay. So copy and file module. So the question looks like is you have to create a file called notes.txt at slash opt. That means you need to create a file. And then once you create a file, you have to write a message into that file saying hello world into that file. So to do these two activities, basically you have to refer to the documentation of file module and copy module. Okay. So 5 minutes of time again. Give your a try. Open up the documentations and check how to write this. This is a simple exercise. Give a try and let me know once you're done. So is it done? Any notes from your side? Any code? Did I give only 2 minutes? Okay, got some code from Mayuri. So this exercise I cannot consider your answer because I was clearly telling you have to use file module and copy module. So Rahul, I got only half answer. Maybe half answer from Rahul. Yeah, send your answers, guys. So give it a try. When you try, only things will come. So I got answer from Sushmita. So let's try Sushmita's file. Sushmita name host. Don't. What is this? Slash it is this slash opt. Okay, that is not right. So Prithviraj is sending something. So something it seems, some file. Okay, more 1 minute to go. Then I'll start writing. Okay, so let me give it a try. I'm going ahead, guys. So now close all these files. These are all these things are not required. Create a new file. So go to the file symbols there and click on plus symbol and say this is an I think example number 6. 5. So example number 5 on file and copy module dot YML. Okay, so let's see how it takes. Hyphen space name. This is a playbook on use case of copy and file modules. Then I'll say host. Now there is one learning here, new learning here. So let's say there are some 100 machines are there in the inventory, and it is not possible for a human being to type all those 100 machines. So there is a word called all here. This is a learning all. So what happens is when you use all here, it will assume that whatever the machines that are there in the inventory file that you're trying to attach at the time of execution, so it will consider all the machines in that file for the deployment or for the implementation. So that is a use of all. Since in the inventory file I have written only one computer, I can directly say client 1, right? I can also say all because there is only one machine. It does not, it's the same thing. Am I correct? The next task, first task, name. So I want to give some name. So this is a code to, what are you planning to do? Create file, right? Go to create file. Now what we'll do, file module. Huh? Our target is to use file module only. So that's the reason I started with file. Now, as usual, our duty, go on to the internet and say file module in Ansible. So once you open this, so please do not be in hurry. Switch to the documentation of write version 2.9. And make a habit of reading this documentation. That is your duty. But since we got hands-on little now, click on to the examples and find an example here which is fits for our use case or which is suitable for our use case. So this is talking about change of file permissions. Okay. This is file permissions. This is symbolic link. This is hard links. This is to touch a file, right? So it is our interest. Okay. So let's see other one. If anything fits our use case, you need to check everything. Okay. This also fits our use case. So this is talking reverse. You can see this is talking about reverse. So remove a file, but our target is to create a file. So I'll say create. This is not required. Path, see at what path? My path is /opt, right? So replace this /opt. And what is our file name? Notes.txt. So just replace this file name with notes.txt. So this is saying absent, but our target is to create. So what I should write for create, I need to check there. Because state property, I need to look absent directory file hard link. I think touch is a one. Okay, touch. Because if you read this entire English here, see touch is touch. See touch empty file, it will be created. Got it? So I'll say now touch. Make sense? Everybody here. So we are just copying the sample code which suits to our demand, and we just make the appropriate changes that are required. Simply common sense techniques only. So same here. So first it is talking about the path. So what is our path? At /opt notes.txt is the file. And the next, what is the state? We want it to touch. That means it will create a file. The next, name, code to write a message. So I told you to use copy model. There are a lot of other models you can use, but you can try copy. So let's see the copy. Okay. So go there and open up copy module in Ansible. So go there and refer to the latest documentation. So examples, you need to look at example which fits our stuff. See in the copy, they said some content. You see this? I was just referring randomly. So it says using inline comment content. So you have to use content metric and you have to use the destination metric. So exactly I'll implement here. Content metric. So what you're planning to write? How they did not use double quote. See that example you need to follow. They used a single quote. So exactly you need to use single quote only. So I'll say hello world. What is our example? This is to write hello world. So we'll write hello world. That's easy. The next test, because according to the example, I need to say dest. Yeah, dest means destination. Set where I need to write /opt/ notes.txt. Are we clear on this? Confirm, guys. Are we clear? Okay. Fine. So I'll save this. Click on this and give the commit message. So this is copy and file module. Click on commit. Say yes. It will reach out to the server. First of all, it gets committed. Then you click on the sync. It updates on the server side. Once that is done, go to the mission. You can check it is not there file now. So we'll apply git pull. Put the ID. Then put the token. One second. Something copy paste error. Okay, it worked. So you can check the file now. I got my file number 5. So what I need to do? I need to do a syntax check. Correct? Just I'll remove this file and say example number 5. Example number 5, do a syntax check. No errors. Then remove the syntax check and go for implementation. It is done. So what we'll do? We'll reach out to the client computer and go into the cd/opt, and you should see a notes.txt file. You see notes.txt file. And cat that file notes or open that file and see what's the written inside. Okay. You see there's some message called hello world there. Correct. So that is the use of this copy. Just a random examples, guys, to make you a little comfortable. You are doing hands-on works only. You need to know reference and writing. That's more important. Take down this answer. So I interviewed one candidate today. One funny thing happened. I'll tell you what is that. Very, very funny thing. So is it done with the writing? Please confirm. Okay, nice. So funny thing was, I took an interview on the DevOps for one candidate. So the question was, tell me about yourself. He told about himself nice. That was good. He felt confident. Everything was nice. Then I asked him, what is DevOps? His answer was, I am learning. Okay. This is a simple answer he gave. I am learning. Next, he applied for a job. See how the people are answering. And I asked him, where are you learning? Is it in institute or somewhere? He said, self in and also in Python classes. This is the answer. Where are you learning means he said self and also in Python classes. Then I asked him, what you know about DevOps in Python. The relevant question. Whatever he answered, for that I asked him relevant question. So then his answer was Python. Okay. If DevOps, I am learning tools called CSS, HTML, Java. All these answers are looking funny, no? The next question is, what tools you know in DevOps? This happened recently, evening 6:30 only. So he was answering same. He was saying that, okay, CSS, HTML, Java. Then I said, the last question thing is, I said, thank you. I didn't ask much. I even not interested to continue also. Say thank you. HR will get back to you. That's it. Make sense? So this exact transaction I remember because at 6:30 it just happened now. So the people are how crazy about, short and funny, yeah. So what is DevOps? He said simply I'm learning. Where are you learning means, self and also in Python classes. Then what do you know about DevOps in Python? He said in Python, if DevOps, then I'm learning CSS, HTML, Java. And next question was, what do you know? So he said CSS, HTML. Then I came to know that he doesn't know DevOps at all, first of all. Then I was not even interested to continue the interview. I said, thank you. HR will get back to you. That's it. So the funny thing that happened today. But he told about himself very great guys. So that is good thing. He was confident and he was telling his details very correctly. But this part is very tragedy it happened. Okay. Now next, let's move on with this exercise. Okay, I kept Visual Code Studio steps here. Okay. Okay, you can install plugin YAML Ansible also. That's fine. We install directly YAML. That is also okay. Okay, so the next exercise is this. So what this is one of the next most important thing in the Ansible is line in file module. Very, very important. So try this. So the question is for little lengthy this one. So I want you guys to create a file called russia.txt at /opt/India and make sure that folder India exists in /opt. If not, then create it and write a content saying hello world into the russia.txt file and make sure this russia.txt file should have user should have execute permission. So that means couple of multiple things are there in this. 4 major activities are there. So you have to use only the file module and line in file modules to do this. I don't want command module, nor I don't want you guys to use copy module. Okay. So you have to use this only. No, Anuja, we are not trying to check whether folder is there or not. So if the folder does not exist, we have to create. So that is the reason we are using file module. File module is capable of creating a folder if it does not exist. If it's already exist, it will not do anything. It will just proceed and say that, okay, it's already there. So give a try, 5 minutes of time. So timer ends at 9:50. We are at 9:45. Little bigger this one. So give a try and let me know. So any progress? Okay, so I got the code from Kavya. So let's see. So Prithvi Raj has written the second part. I mean, half of the program. Even Kavya written half of the program. So yeah, that's okay. But at least you guys are trying. That is what good thing. Okay. So I got code from Shravani. Sorry, Shravani. So, mhm. Okay. So till here it is fine. It is good. Okay. So you guys are able to do it. So that's good thing. Okay. Now let's try. I'll write it, guys. Time up. I'll give a try. So example number 6, the same experimentation on file and line in file module. So hyphen name playbook on use case of file and line in module. Then we'll say, what we'll say, guys? Post metric, we'll say do it on all machines. Then we'll say what task. Okay. So name of the task is code. Okay, one more thing before we write the code is, so this is one of the classic examples to make you understand that when the task is given, you should don't go by line by line. So this is an best example. You understand the question entirely and create a logic. So now you tell me, guys, the logic. Should I create file first or should I create the directory first? Because in that question, I was talking about directory creation and also the file creation. What is the logic there? So you have to rearrange everything properly there. So in real time also your task will look like that only. They will keep on telling something in the task, but you need to understand everything and rearrange them logically. What should happen first and what should happen next. So tell me. So should I create the directory first or should I create the file first? So directory goes first logically. Then I have to bother about file. Then I have to bother about content. Okay. Then I can bother about file permissions. This is one way. Another logic is first I'll bother about directory, then I'll bother about the file creation, then I'll bother about file permissions, then I'll bother about content. Because these two logically can be done either ways. You can do this first or that second or that first or this second. Correct? See the logic? So that means in any case, directory is the first, file is the next, and thereafter it's your choice whether you follow this or this up to us. So accordingly, I'm writing it. So code to create a directory. Okay, so what is a directory that we are planning to create? File module, path, at /opt, I need to create a directory called India. Is it India? India, okay. Then under that directory, my target is to work with what I should do, guys. Quick. So I need to directory state is directory because we have the documentation here. You can see the file. If you say touch, it will create a file. But if you say a directory, okay, then we can create a directory. Correct? Yeah. Then next, code to create a file. At what place? Again, file module, and I'll say path at /opt under India. I should say Russia.txt. Then a state is touch. Done. Second part is also done. Third part. So it's up to us whether you write the content first or file permissions next. It's up to us. So I'll choose to write content first. So name tag, I'll say code to write a message. So there is a module called line in file, guys. Very important module. So line in file model is one of the another, you can say star hero here, the Ansible. So which will use it to edit some messages in the file, write the messages into a file, remove the messages from a file, edit. So all gimmicks with the file happens with line in file module only. So this is a kingmaker here. So keep in mind, line in file module is very important. So go to the examples, and our target is to write the message, correct? So look for a sample here, which is talking about writing a message, okay? Ensure, no. Okay, so you see, ensure we have our own comment added to so and so. So that means they are writing this line. Line is a metric. Here also, add a line to a file if the file does not exist without passing. So they're using a property called line, and they're using a property called path, using a property called create. So I think path, line, and create. Those are helpful for us. Using them, we'll write. First one is path. At what place? /opt/India Russia.txt. The next line, what line you're planning to write, whether to use double quote or a single quote, you need to refer from sample only. Okay, single quote they are using. Okay. Here in this example, they did not use single quote also. Let's look at some other place line. Here also they used single quote. So single quote is a preferred choice. So single quote, I'll say hello world. Done. Then next, create property is equal to yes. Then next, the last task was to code to manage or give user execute permission. Same file model you have to use, or line in file model also you can use. It's up to us. So we'll check anything with the file permissions here. No, the line in file model is not helping. Then look at the samples of, yeah, it is managing some file permissions. Okay. So we have here mode. That means you have to use a property called mode. Okay. So this is the Linux knowledge, guys. So path at /opt/India on this file Russia.txt, and the mode should be user should be given execute permission. Mode is equal to u+x. Make sense? U means user, give means plus, x means execute. Are we clear on this program, guys? So let's save this and commit and try and see how this works. I saved. Then go to the commit, updated. Sync changes. You'll go to the server and do a git pull. Apply the ID and the token. Then you will see the file. Then go ahead and try the dry run. So on the example number 6, no errors. Remove the syntax check and implement. No errors. So I'll go to the client machine, close this, and I'll go to the cd/opt. I should see the India folder. Yeah, cd into the India. And I should see a file called russia.txt. Yes, russia.txt is there. User got execute permission. That's the reason it turned to green color. Okay, open this Russia. I should see hello world written in capital. See, hello world is there written in capital. Clear? Yeah, I want you guys to take down this program now. Please take down, write it. And let me know once this has been written. So is it done, guys? Please confirm. Okay, great. So I see a couple of people have done this. Yep. So what I'll do is now let me copy the notes into it. So Shravani, download is not an option for class notes. So I think till yesterday I need to cover here. Generally, we don't give download option, but on that file, your batch, by mistake, it was enabled. So we removed that. You guys are playbook execution.